Good evening, brothers and sisters. My name is Karl Magsusi, and beside me is my wife, Monica. Tonight, we have been asked to share about our choices journey and how it has led us to have a deeper, more meaningful relationship with our Lord. We were boyfriend and girlfriend for 12 years before getting married. And during those years, there were many instances where we would be invited to participate in different talks, seminars, retreats, especially since Monica's parents were senior leaders in the Ligaya ng Panginoon community. While we would be forced to attend some activities, it was really never because of our own desire to deepen our relationships with the Lord. It was more to fulfill the desire of my soon-to-be parents-in-law. God had plans for us and our family. And it was in His perfect time that the Lord Himself led us to the Pathways Choices Seminar. 5 years after we got married, or 17 years after we got together as a couple. All we needed to do was say yes.
We joined the Choices Seminar in 2014 through Pathways BGC. And our funny story here is that God reached out to us through Facebook. Yes, I saw a Facebook post of two people, my sister and a close tita. And I asked my sister what Pathways was and what that activity was all about. Of course, she seized the opportunity. She said it was just a talk, invited Karl and I. So I told him, let's attend, it sounds interesting. And my sister bribed us with dinner before Pathways, so naturally, again, we said yes. I forgot the topic that evening, but I think it was one of the sessions leading up to the start of the Choices Seminar. Oh no, I thought when we got there. I wasn't sure how Karl would take this. There was singing of songs, there was worshiping, and group discussions, which I knew he wasn't comfortable with. But we attended, and we went back the next week. And a few weeks later, we were invited to join the Choices Seminar. Again, we really didn't know what Choices was all about. And again, I told Karl, it might be interesting, so we said yes. While no one was really forcing us to attend, we found many excuses not to attend. Some nights we were lazy and would procrastinate, but would still find ourselves in the Pathways site. Maybe just a little late. Other times, we would have dinner around the area before heading to Choices, and again, we would arrive late, missing the prayers and the worship. But there was one time I remember, and I know it wasn't intentional, but we ended up fighting and were super late. We decided to still head to the venue and still try to catch Choices. And it was as if God made sure we made it. He changed the format of the session, made the sharing first, so we could still make it to the talk. Walang takas talaga. We laughed about it on our way home that night. The Lord really wanted us there. He was really making sure that we completed the Choices Seminar. Despite all the excuses, we continued attending Choices every week. And every week, we were nourished. We would go home each night a step closer to our Lord, a step closer to answering His call to get to know Him more, to love, follow, and serve Him.
Saying yes to the Lord's invitation to attend and finish the Choices Seminar was the first step in deepening our relationship with Him. Choices has helped us trust Him more in His plans for us individually, as a couple, and as a family. We are learning how to surrender to Him, to put Him at the center of our lives, to see His hand in the big and small events in our lives. And as we journey with Him, towards Him, He has equipped us to overcome challenges, allowed us to see His hand in blessings and victories, and has continued to remind us to turn to Him, lean on Him, draw strength from Him. Prior to joining Choices, I personally really never liked sharing my personal experiences and spirituality with other people, especially those that I do not have personal relationships with. Dahil laking Jesuita ako, I always believed that my relationship with the Lord and how He works in my life is just between me and Him. But it was through Choices that I learned to open up. I realized that I became more in touch with the Lord through the conversations with and sharings of other people. I also remember before, I would find the sharings and personal testimonials and pathways a bit too extreme. Masyadong madrama. Ika nga, pang telenovela. Yung tipong namatayan, nagkaroon ng malubhang sakit, tapos nawalan ng trabaho, tapos nasunugan. Diba? Ang daming drama. I just somehow couldn't relate. But little did I know that it was actually through these sharings and stories about struggles and victories through Christ that the Lord was preparing us for our own extreme life drama. In 2017, we excitedly prepared to have our second child, a daughter to be named Amaya. We were on our last stretch at 32 weeks. I remember I was in Germany then for a few days for business when I received a call from Monica early in the morning, crying and telling me that we lost Amaya. Our daughter in her womb no longer had a heartbeat. I was on the other side of the world, helpless and hopeless. I couldn't even be with my wife during this most difficult time. It took another 2 days before I could be with her. We lost our daughter 3 years after we completed our Choices seminar, which was our first step in strengthening our faith and trust in the Lord. And looking back now, we believe that we would not have been able to overcome the challenges brought about by our loss had we not said yes to that FB post on Pathways, a post that we now believe was actually made by the Lord.
Committing to attend the 8 sessions of the Choices seminar was our first yes to the Lord. It wasn't an easy yes for us, but it has been the most rewarding yes we have given.
It is our prayer that you too will continue saying yes to Him these next 5 or 6 Mondays, which will allow you to experience the amazing power and love of our Lord. The Choices seminar is just a teaser. It's just a taste. Patikim lang. Your yes can be the beginning of a rewarding journey towards Him who loves you more than you can fathom and desires only to draw you closer to Him. Thank you for this opportunity, brothers and sisters, to share with you our Choices experience, our yes to the Lord. Good evening.
Good evening.